trespassing in the second degree. Mr. Stoll found a corrupt officer.
Snapped off some of the seatbelt mounts in the back of the police cruiser, which is why there's a charge for criminal mischief. So it's the state's position that the law of joinder in Oregon favors joinder, especially in cases where they're part of the same act or incident. Here, they are part of the same act or incident. They involve the same witnesses, the same video, the same exhibits, all occurring at the same time in City Hall with the same witnesses. They are part of the same incident, and while Mr. Stoll and Mr. Davis may not know each other, nonetheless their actions are part of the same event. And because the law of Oregon joinder is extremely permissive, it would be appropriate to join these two cases both for judicial efficiency and for efficiency in terms of calling witnesses, having a subpoena, bringing in multiple witnesses. We do have the case scheduled for October 28th. The reason it is set out so far is because one of the witnesses that Mr. Marin is calling is Commissioner Fritz. That is far enough out that we need to work around the City Hall schedule to get that set.
Okay.
Thanks, Judge. Kevin Kelly, bar number 033529. We just got to make some comments briefly. Your Honor may have noticed that I filed a motion to dismiss one of the charges on the cases that the state is moving to join. And the reason I filed it at this time is we think it's relevant to the joinder motion because Mr. Stoll is presently charged in that case with count 4, criminal trespass in the second degree. Mr. Davis is charged only with criminal trespass in the second degree, and the only charge they have in common then is criminal trespass in the second degree. The problem for the state in that regard is that there has already been a dismissal of criminal trespass in the second degree in that case. That was signed, the judgment to that effect was signed by Judge Marshall on February 9. The state basically, I think, charged him with an information, charging him with criminal trespass 2, but there was an indictment, and they dismissed that indictment. I got an order dismissing the indictment, and then they re-indicted him under the same case number, a new indictment, charging him once again with criminal trespass in the second degree. And the state doesn't get 2 bites at the apple for B and C misdemeanors. They get 1 bite at the apple. The statute is quite clear about that. And I want to give credit where credit is due. Mr. Marin brought this to my attention. But the effect of a dismissal, 135753, and I've got the dismissal orders here if the court would like them. They should be in the court file as well. But there's no doubt that there was, in fact, quote, an indictment dismissed and he was arraigned on the new information. The effect of a dismissal under 135753 is that an order for dismissal of a charge or action, and Mr. McMahon and I discussed the distinction that might be there if this was only because it's still the same case number, but that's irrelevant under the statute because it is a charge or action. It doesn't have to be dismissal of the entire case. It simply says an order for the dismissal of a charge is a bar to another prosecution if the crime is a B or C misdemeanor. So the state can refile A misdemeanors and felonies. They cannot refile B and C misdemeanors. And that is ORS 135753 subsection 2. And the state, essentially they get 1 chance for those misdemeanors. And in this case, the indictment was dismissed. Later on, they tried to add those charges back. We think the criminal trespass charge should be dismissed. Of course, the other charges, which are more serious, A misdemeanors.
Well, I think it depends on the basis, the reasons for the dismissal. My recollection is if the state was unable to proceed, they can't bring it again. Looks like there may be some other provisions.
And just very briefly, the state's position is that essentially these are serial charging instruments, and that if
serial charging instruments, what does that mean?
Charging instruments that are part of the same case number, essentially, like that. What happens in procedurally speaking, and I've spoken to Mr. Davis in our office about this. Essentially, what happens is when someone is for us on a felony, there's initially information issued. Then there's the indictment, and that information is technically dismissed when that indictment is brought. And in this case, we just have sort of another step where essentially that indictment was technically dismissed when that new information is brought. So essentially serial in the sense that they are moving through the steps of time. If defense counsel's argument had any validity, then we wouldn't be able to proceed on any B and C misdemeanors where there were felony charges issued, because essentially that would, if you take that argument, then that shift from the initial information at time of arrest to the indictment would effectuate the dismissal, and I think that that's not.
That's not what we have here.
Well, we kind of have that plus one more step. We have the information filed on November 27th that included the criminal trespass due. Then we have the indictment that included the felony assault of a public safety officer and the criminal trespass of the second degree. And then that was, again, replaced by a third information, sort of reverting back to that. Because we were not able to proceed on the felony, on the felony charges. They brought the felony charges to grand jury. They didn't have enough basis for an indictment, so it wasn't a dismissal that we weren't able to proceed on the case. In total, it was just the decision was made.
Hold on. You got an indictment
Yes.
from the grand jury.
Yes.
Okay. So then there was a proceeding in which that indictment was dismissed. Why?
I believe it was because after the grand jury issued the indictment, the case was reviewed, and they decided that they weren't going to proceed with it as a felony. I was not the felony attorney in that decision.
The judgment of dismissal, Your Honor, reads that the state is unable to proceed, is what it says.